Hmm. Hello, everyone! Artemir the Violet Wizard here, and today we are continuing Stardew Valley. Last time we got introduced to the season of fall, giving us a whole lot of new items for us to grow among other things, and we definitely have a lot of stuff to handle this time. It's definitely going to be an interesting session, especially with some of the new things we have on the farm and some of the things we're going to have to do as we progress. So right now, let's start by taking care of a few of our things on the farm before we get started on some of the big stuff we're going to be doing. We definitely have a lot of jobs to do. Woo! That lightning was very intense there for a second. Alright, it's going to be clear and sunny today. So we don't have any of our tools being upgraded right now. Definitely want to work on the hoe, since farming is definitely very important this season. I definitely like our things here to be a bit more organized. Yeah, we can go ahead and start smelting some more iron. That'll be good. Alright, everything up there is looking pretty good. Alright, so it looks like we got a pretty good harvest on our eggplant here. These are a very easy plant to cultivate. They take very little time to grow. So they're definitely a very easy one for you to grow this season. Not the one I wholly recommend to grow a lot of, but it can be useful for later. Definitely want to store those high-quality ones in there for now. Because throughout this month, we're going to spend a lot of time just gathering up all of our gold-quality crops. So everything else is growing pretty nicely. What's also nice about the eggplants is that since you're able to get multiple harvests of them from the same plant, it's definitely a plant that you'll be getting your money's worth from them. Taking very little time to grow and all that. So this one we'll take to the community center. So the rest of these can just go in here for now. And let's go check in with our animals. So while it's raining, none of our animals are going to be outside. So we'll check up on them in here. So little Sesame and Almond seem to be doing well. Definitely want to check on our cow. So definitely want to make it a bit easier for us to access this. But for now, it's fine. Yeah, I definitely have some interesting ideas I want to do for the farm. Probably going to go a bit more into that a bit later, as right now we still got a lot of prep work to do when it comes to some of the things we have. Definitely have a lot of plans. Definitely be moving some stuff around at some point in the future, but for now, just mainly want to focus on what we have right now. Just want to check our ingredients right now. It's got quite a few things. Yep, got a large milk and some eggs, so we can take care of these items. Have that converted to cheese, and then we can go ahead and sell these. And yeah, we got some geodes that we can break open with our pal Clint. So it took me a while to remember that. Ooh, we got quite a few wild plums from that. It's very nice. So definitely want to gather up some wild plums, as they can be used to make something that is a favorite item for one of our resident villagers. It's always good to fulfill their requests and needs. Speaking of which, we got another job up here on the notice board. Really don't have anything going on for the time being. We do have a birthday coming up, so we'll want to keep an eye out on that. So Willie wants us to catch some smallmouth bass. And Clint wants us to go searching for... Oh, we already took care of that, so all we have to do is talk to Clint. Yeah. That's good. We can go ahead and do that while we're getting this done. So in between the streams, which it's been a little while since I've had to stream this game for reasons, and in between that time I've been playing a lot more of my other Stardew files in order to, just to take care of a few things. Namely, so I can get a good idea on what I'm going to be doing during this session. As we definitely have a lot we're going to cover, especially with some of our goals that should be met very soon. Alright, so we got some Omni Geodes here. These can basically hold a lot of good minerals and artifacts, as well as some resources that could be very helpful to farm, if we're able to get some good stuff from these. Let's crack them open. So that gave us some slate, and a single piece of clay. Really? So it really wasn't the best. Alright, we gotta take this to the community center, and then we can get this fishing request in. So that'll definitely be helpful. So yeah, I've definitely done some prep work in order to be comfortable with what we are going to be doing in this stream. Definitely one of the things we're going to take care of is try to get another building up on the farm. So we almost have the money to take care of that. It's going to depend on whether we have the resources for it. Which, given our current supplies, we should be able to handle pretty easily. And just want to remember, I did get these in the fall forage bundle. Yeah. Oh, I see Sebastian down there. Alright, so the smallmouth bass are pretty easy to get. We can get them pretty much anywhere there's fresh water. Ooh, we see some rippling water over there. So this will be a nice spot to kind of fish from. Definitely something else I want to say, given this season, is that there are certain fish that we can obtain in this season that I actually haven't gone over. There's one in particular we'll definitely want to get, as it will be useful for a recipe. It's something that can be obtained this season, but you can only obtain them really late in the night. They start becoming available at 10 p.m., so you don't really have a whole lot of time to try to catch these fish. But we'll definitely try to see if we can get them. I'll definitely want to check in on the fish we have at the fish pond, because that has some stuff for us that'll be very important to go over. Oh! Oh, I am very happy I managed to pick that up. That is a dinosaur egg. That is a very unique artifact in that it's one of the few artifacts that has a secondary use. Well, I say secondary use, it's more of a primary set of uses for this particular item. But yeah, dinosaur eggs are very rare, and they have some very good effects that we'll probably see in the future if we're able to get another one. I'm going to donate this one to Gunfers so we can fill up the museum. But yeah, that's definitely an item you'll want to try to get multiples of. Because, oh boy, they have some good stuff for us. If you're able to get a good supply of them. There are other ways you can obtain this item. I believe you can get them from Omni Geodes and from mining in the mines. And there's another way you can get them too, but that goes into something we're not going to see for quite some time. Ooh, so we got a new reward from that. So, buddy, there, we got a rare crow. So as I said before, rare crow are specific scarecrows that can be obtained in very specific times. This is the one that can be gotten from donating items to the museum. It's very lucky we're able to get that, cause that particular rare crow I do like. This has a very cool, like, tiki look to it that I definitely very much enjoy. So yeah, that is very good. We got the fishing job taken care of, so we can go talk to Willy and get that done. Speaking of missions, I know I kind of went over a lot of the stuff you can do with the various rewards that can be done from the bulletin board, a lot of which can be really good. Something I could recommend is trying to do the smaller rewards before the big ones. I mean, try to do, like, these kind of jobs that take a smaller amount of time to do, so you can get a bunch of them done in a smaller time frame. That's just kind of helpful. This has already been a very productive day. Managed to get quite a few good things. And day is still pretty early. We definitely have a lot of things we need to take care of here. This is not looking too good. So I want to take these crab pots, and I want to move them a bit closer to the docks. Just because this is an area we tend to visit a lot more than that side of the beach. So just moving these over here will be nice to get things in order. Let's put some bait in there for later. It's definitely good to have a nice supply of various fish that can be obtained only from the crab pots. Hey, let's go over here and see what we're able to find. Something I could say about this area, especially because it's this particular weather, when it is raining, you can come to this part of the beach and you see this guy. I've got this old amulet to sell, but something tells me you're not ready for it, lad. We'll want to remember this guy for later. He'll be very important when it comes to getting closer to people in our community. But yeah, you'll definitely want to remember that for later. Given the current time, I feel like we might want to do a bit more fishing over here. So I want to see if we can catch an eel, as that is something we're going to need for recipes, and just something I really like to have in general, as they tend to be a pretty elusive creature, only showing up later in the day when it's raining. I think that might actually be an eel right there. Don't know if they can show up at this time. Yep, there's an eel. Very good. You can also catch those fish in spring. So, that is a different method you're able to get those ones. Alright, for one of the tasks I want to do... Hey there, Leia. You like plums? This is a really nice gift. Thank you. Definitely want to give some more gifts to Leia. She's one of the characters I can potentially see me wedding as the story progresses. How about you check in with Marnie? There you are. Hey, Marnie, what you think of plums? Thank you. This looks nice. Definitely want to see if I can get my friendship up with Marnie. We have a couple missions that we're able to do this season that we'll be able to benefit from by doing jobs for Marnie, so it'll be a nice way to build up our relationship with her, because you'll definitely want to have your friendship up with her. So in here in the forest, I want to harvest some hardwood, as this is a resource that will be important for some things I want to take care of in this session. It's something I definitely want to do now. Could have been done, like, way earlier, but obtaining hardwood is pretty difficult until you manage to unlock this section of the forest, so... It's something that I recommend holding off until you get the axe upgraded so that you can head over here. Oh, I see that slime hidden back there. Come here, buddy. Get out of here. Oh, you can really go deep into the brush. Alright, our inventory's full. We'll definitely want to stop by the farm and get rid of some of this. So I don't need to worry too much about the forge items. We can definitely obtain a lot of those in this season. And we have plenty of wild seeds that we can make into things. We got a snail there. Is there any trash items we can take care of? So probably going to need to make another one of those recycle machines. And let's pick up this. So we got Salmon Roe. This is a resource that you need the fish pond in order to make. Simply deposit the fish in the pond and they can produce fish eggs for you. So on their own, these are pretty good items to sell to make a lot of money. What you want to do with roe is put them in a preserve jar, as that will allow you to get the most from them. Alright, sell a bunch of these items here. I'm definitely going to need the eel for a recipe, so we'll keep you. I think we already have salmon for... Actually, I don't think we have the salmon for that. That's okay. And yeah, we'll sell a bunch more of these. A few of these things I want to keep as resources. They could be important for later. We can pick up clams of coral whenever, so it's not that important. Yeah, I have enough wood in order to do this, so let's go ahead and make a chest. Oh, we already have all the hardwood we're going to need for this thing. Alright, so the thing I want to make requires 5 iron bars, 100 hardwood, and 10,000 gold. So it's quite pricey in order to make this certain thing, but it'll definitely be important. So look out for that. Alright, let's put our chest over here. And put our milk pail. This will just be where we store all of our supply items that we're going to need for tending to our animals. Speaking of which, we could probably afford to purchase another cow very soon. Given how some of the things we have are, it'd be a nice investment. Alright, what do I need for the forest fertilizer? I need stone. Yeah, because I definitely want to make the use out of these mahogany seeds. They're a very good resource to find when you are chopping down certain trees in the forest. Where are we putting you, actually? I guess you can go there. Sprinkle some fertilizer on you to help you grow. Sell more of these. It's actually getting pretty close to my goal right now. Alright, these we'll want to put in the house. Hey, kitty. Move. Kitty. I love my cat, but at the same time, it can be kind of a pain. We'll store that eel in there, as we're going to use that for a recipe very soon. I don't think we have the recipe for it, actually. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. There's another fish I would really like to get for recipe, but we're not going to be able to catch it for a while. And that rare crow we can just deposit somewhere on the farm. Want to take care of that a bit later because with our current time, there's something we need to take care of. So when I head down here, and I want to fish from the pond over here. You can also try to catch this fish in the lake up on the mountains. So once it is past 10 p.m., you are able to go after a certain fish at this time. One that is pretty elusive, but it is definitely good for you to pick this one up. You need it for a recipe, so you might as well take care of it. Let me tell you, I'm pretty glad that things have been relatively stable in this session so far, because I had to wait a while to make sure that this, like, my setup was going to be good. It definitely took me a while to get things set up. For whatever reason, just programs were just kind of being kind of screwy. But yeah, we'll do a bit of fishing here. It'll probably last for a little bit over my usual stopping point for the day, just so I can get the most attempts at this thing. We can get it any time in this season as long as it's at night, so it's not too essential that we catch it right now. I just want to have it so that we have it in reserve for some of the things we can do. And also, we might want to replace the salmon in the fish pond with this one if we want to try breeding it for some more. Because, yeah, that's another good thing with the fish pond. You can breed certain elusive fish in order to get more. Of course, advancing the fish pond is a very interesting process that we'll definitely go over more in detail as we progress onward. But that right there is the fish I was looking for, the midnight carp. They can be caught in this season, starting at 10 p.m., and they are pretty elusive, only being found in the pond here in the forest and the lake in the mountains. So we definitely want to try to catch those. I think they might be available on your farm, depending on which style of farm you're playing on. I'm not 100% sure on that, though. Okay, it's getting pretty late, so we'll definitely want to take care of a few things here. Let's move you guys in there. This cobblestone path, I think, was taken by lightning striking something. Alright, let's sell the fish we caught, except for midnight carp. You are important to me. Alright, see if we can get these converted into something good at the recycle machines. It's a bit of a walk to these things, but might actually want to move those a bit closer to the house. Oh, I see the spot where the cobblestone was broken. Yeah, that's just a thing that can happen. The lightning can mess with your paths, and it's a little annoying, not gonna lie. Alright, so we'll store the midnight carp in there for later. So the recipe that midnight carp is good for is the seafoam pudding. They might be useful for another recipe, I'm not 100% sure. It's definitely one of the more interesting recipes. Gives you very good bonuses to your fishing and requires some pretty elusive things to catch in order to make it work. So yeah, it's definitely a big recommendation. Try to catch a good supply of midnight carp for later. Ooh, made some really good money there. Yeah, from our farming, from the foraging we were doing, and from fishing. We made a lot of good money. Very happy. So that means there is something we can now afford to build. So I want to make sure we have enough space for that. Gonna be cloudy with gusts of wind throughout the day. I still don't know what that thing means. Tortillas! How many of you are gnawing on a microwave convenience burrito while watching this program? Shame on you! You might as well wrap your beans in an old wash rag. Now listen up, once you try my fresh rustic corn tortillas, you'll never go back. That kind of reminds me, I actually had a burrito a few days ago from this one place that I don't really go to these days. But it's mostly out of desperation because I'm really hungry, and yeah, it really wasn't the best quality thing I could have eaten. Kind of regretted it after, like, the first bite. I was like, this really isn't the best. But whatever, that was my mistake. It was starting to sound like the frickin' villain from Big Hero 6 there. Let's make sure our crops here are nice and watered. Alright, that's good. So we didn't get any gold quality crops today, but hopefully we can get a few more. We have all season to get the high quality crops we need, so we'll get that taken care of very easily. Alright, so now that we got this corn, how about we demonstrate that new recipe we obtained? So we can use that to make tortillas. Oh, we already had those. But yeah, tortillas you'll definitely want to save, as they are important for a few recipes going forward. So I want to quickly look here at some of the recipes we can do, because I know that there's a certain recipe I would like to make before. It's not something that's really essential, but yeah, I'm thinking we might be able to handle something even without our just with how limited our recipes are at the moment. There's something we're still able to do that will be very helpful. Okay, so how about we plant this rare crow? Want you in a nice place. This guy hasn't encountered any crows, but you never know, something might pop up. Let's put this guy over here. Just hiding there in the grass. How much hay do we have? I guess we could take a bit more. Yep, let's get that silo filled up. Definitely have a lot of grass still on the farm, which makes me happy. But going forward, grass is definitely going to be something that's not always present on the farm, especially with what's going to happen next season. But we will take care of that a bit later. Let's go check in on our animals. Alright, these two have left a nice bounty for me here. We'll probably store that brown egg in the fridge and then make some mayonnaise with the white egg. Alright, just got some milk from our little girl here, Cream. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking we could invest in another cow. We definitely have the money for it. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is gather up all the materials we're going to need for this next project. Then we're going to need our hardwood. Okay, so the place I want to set this is over here. Definitely have enough space ready for this thing, so we should be able to get this taken care of. Alright, let's head into town and check the notice board to see if there is anything new we can check. It's always good to take missions, as they can give you a good supply of money, and also encourage you to try to do other things while you're also taking the quest. Okay, Clint wants us to gather some copper ore, so we can head back into the mine. It's definitely a good idea. Fly away, little birdies. I just like the few moments we can actually see some animals on the overworld, whether they be birds or rabbits or squirrels. Very nice. Hey there, Robin. There's a particular farm building I am looking to make today. And that is the stable. Allows you to keep and ride a horse. Horse included. I definitely want that on the farm. This is definitely one of the best buildings we can have. And yeah, this is going to be a good one. So I feel like the best area we could put this guy is somewhere around here. The best placement for it is like all this space back there. Can't really put anything, but there's a good reason why. Yeah, for the time being, just over here is a good place for the stable. It's in a pretty good position. Okay, I'll start working on your new stable first thing tomorrow morning. Thank you, Robin. Very much appreciate it. Fly away, birdies. Okay, before we do this mission in the mine, let's head up to the spa and get our energy back, because we stayed up pretty late last night catching fish, among other things. Hey there, Linus. I don't like to stay in one place for too long. Yeah, Linus will sometimes come up here where the bathhouse is. One of the usual hangout spots. He doesn't tend to come into town all that often, which I kind of get him. He's a little more introverted and just kind of hangs out in nature. He has his own lifestyle going, and I respect him for that. Alright, we're all rested up. Let's head into the mine and see if we can get some good stuff. So, of course, one of the big things we need is to head deeper into the mine. But to get this copper ore, we have to stay in the areas very close to the surface. So, that's kind of a shame. There are some floors deeper in the mine where you do have a chance of running into a huge supply of copper ore, but for the most part you want to stick to the surface level area. Let's head to floor 20. Definitely want to come back to this area so we can do some fishing. Well, that's nice. We already picked up an amethyst here on the first area. That's good. Definitely want to... we can give that as a gift to Abigail, which would be very nice. Alright, we're already running into a good supply of things here. Definitely want to break these big rocks when we can, just to get a good supply of stone. And also some of the stone here you can load into your slingshot if you want to do some range damage to enemies. I don't tend to use the slingshot, but for these stream sessions, I feel like I am going to use the slingshot a lot more than I do in vanilla, just so that I can say I use this item. Just kind of show off how useful it can be under the right circumstances. Ooh, this is a floor of a lot of copper. This makes me happy. We're gonna get this mission done easily. Maybe have some time to go catch some more fish, depending on how things are. How many do we have right now? We are doing good. Wow. All these amethyst deposits. And we got 2 of them from that one because of our mining skill. Oh, that is good. I can tell that rock is a crab. Take you out. He was a drab little crab once. But now we know he can be happy as a clam. Yeah, these floors are also good when you want to stock up on fish bait, as you can get bug meat in abundance here. But I've really been just messing up a lot of words. Having another amethyst deposit! That gave us 2 as well! Oh, Abigail is gonna get a lot of gifts this week. We're definitely gonna get our relationship up with her. Actually, it is Sunday, which means we could... Yeah, we got 2 days in this week that we could give her a gift. Also be nice to check in with the traveling merchant today, depending on the time. So gonna be... It's a bit more copper we need to get. We got a dwarf scroll there. Not a new one. So I know that some of the floors have different rates for obtaining the dwarf scrolls. Definitely want to look out for the last one we need. Because getting all the dwarf scrolls will give us something pretty helpful. That'll definitely make things a bit better for us. Whoa, hey there, crab. So, in terms of other stuff we could talk about. So, last couple of days have been pretty interesting, all things considered. One thing I did very recently is I was playing some Mario Party Superstar with friends a couple nights ago, and it was a very heated game. Definitely a lot of interesting things going on. Like, I got a star stolen from me, like, really early on in the game. And it gave me kind of a grudge against the person who took it from me for a little bit. Now, I don't take things in Mario Party too seriously, like, it's all fun and games and stuff. And especially with the people I play with, we're good friends. We never hold it against each other. It was just a very crazy game for a few reasons. Definitely very interesting, but yeah. It's a fun game. I definitely really enjoy it, and I really hope that Nintendo thinks to add DLC to the game, because it's really the kind of game that's asking for DLC to give it more boards and more enjoyment. This will be so good. Wow, another amethyst deposit. What is this? And that one also had 2... Man, I'm just getting so much amethyst right now. I'm gonna shower Abigail in amethysts. Well, what do you know? Another amethyst. So I gotta say, I always did really like amethyst. They're such a pretty gemstone. And I think it's the... signature gemstone of my province. Okay, I can see that that is a crab. Come here, buddy. It's very minute, but you can tell that there is a crab under a rock, depending on just a few pixels near the right side of the base. I think we might actually have the stairs exposed already. Just want to look around a bit more. Alright, we almost have all the copper we need, which is good. Also nice that you can randomly find ore when breaking rocks. It's another way you're able to obtain the ores you need. Oh, there are the stairs. Alright, we just need like one more good deposit. That looks pretty promising. Nope, only one. Okay, we just need like one more good deposit and we are done with this mission. Sadly, we've been here so long, we're not going to get a chance to talk to the traveling merchant. Well, that's fine. It's fine. I don't even think we can get a rare seed from the traveling merchant during this season, since it's the only season where you can actually obtain rare seeds. Yeah, we're fine, just moving forward here. Oh, there we go. That's the deposit we needed. Thank you, game. Alright, given the current time, There is a chance that we could see Clint down at the Stardrop Saloon. We could check up on him. Also, we run into Abigail. Definitely have some gifts we can give her. Oh man, that was definitely a good run through that dungeon. There's a lot of good stuff. Yeah, that building closes pretty late. There's Clint. Yeah, he tends to hang out here after work, so it's a good spot to check up on him after a trip into the mines. What I definitely wanted to do is make some more bait for this bug meat. It's very nice. So now you can usually see Abigail roaming around somewhere in the wild pretty late, but I'm thinking that she's probably already gone to bed. Come on, get in there, you. Alright, got a good supply of ore, though. We can definitely make that into a few things. Looks like Marnie is heading back home. So, what's some other things we can talk about? It's definitely something I want to save for when we're a bit more active. We're just heading back to the farm to take care of all this stuff we've been gathering. Yeah, we got quite a lot of things for us. Ooh, we got all that refined quartz from trash items. That's good. Let's put you in there. Oh, we can already see that our salmon have started to reproduce. We now have 2 of them in there. That's nice. Oh man, we have a huge abundance in a lot of these materials. We might as well start selling a few of these. Alright, so for these 1 and 2, deposit. Yeah, put these guys away too. And we'll save these as they'll be important for later. So yeah, probably after this day, we'll probably try to get our hoe upgraded. Yeah, we definitely have the iron for this. And hopefully after today, we should have the money to get the next upgrade. Oh, it's getting late. We gotta go to bed. Gotta go to bed. I just got really distracted there for a second. So that was interesting. It's an interesting little thing we heard there. Don't really know if that really meant anything, but it's okay. Okay, yeah, we definitely have the money to upgrade our hoe now. That's good. It's gonna rain all day tomorrow. That's nice. So what's our next living off the land? It's blackberry season! Bushes across the countryside are overflowing with ripe fruit. Just go outside and see for yourselves. That is definitely a good mission. I mean, it's a good thing to see. So this is pretty much the equivalent of the salmonberry season we saw back in spring. So various bushes on the overworld will start to growing blackberries on them, and we can harvest those for a good supply of money. Definitely looking forward to that. Hello, it's blackberry season right now. The bushes are full of them. I want to pick some, but I lost my basket. Can you help? It's got a little request from Linus. We'll definitely take care of that, because Linus is a good friend of ours. Ooh, we got a good harvest on our sunflowers right now. Let's go ahead and pick those. Okay, yeah, he asked for gold quality vegetables, and yeah, these obviously don't count as vegetables, they're flowers. Ooh, but looks like we got a few things we can harvest down here, so we'll definitely take care of that. Just gonna grab our scythe for these things. As if we head down here, so we got some cranberries now in bloom. Just like with the blueberries that we were growing in summer, you can harvest a lot of these from the plants. And I'm pretty sure that these are a crop that not only do you grow them in abundance, but they sell for good money. So you definitely want to grow a bunch of these. They're one of the best crops you can grow this season. And we also got some amaranth. It's a purple grain cultivated by an ancient civilization. I honestly didn't know amaranth was a thing until this game. But yeah, this thing is definitely useful for a few reasons. So I think that actually counts for Pierre's. Yep. It's a vegetable, so it counts. So we'll put the amaranth in there. And the cranberry, sadly, is a fruit, so I don't think this qualifies. Yep. Yep, since those are fruit, they do not qualify. That's okay. Still sell these for a really good amount of money. And you definitely want to convert those into jam if you can. Alright, so that basic amaranth. We want to keep one of them because they'll be useful for a recipe going forward. Take that salmon berry out. We don't need salmon berries for anything. Yeah, want to keep one amaranth in there, as that'll be useful for a recipe. Especially one that we can do, like... Yeah, that one requires kale. We can't grow that until next spring. So, sadly, we're not going to be able to do that recipe. But it's a pretty good one. And then for these sunflowers and the other stuff. Sell a couple of these. So I want to keep one cranberry for now, as these will be useful for some recipes in the future. Plus, we're going to be growing a lot of these, so it doesn't matter if we have an abundance of them or not. What are we going to do here? The fridge is very stuffed. So I guess we can store those over here for now. Just going to be an area where we keep most of our cooked food and some other stuff for the time being. Eventually, we'll have access to another mini fridge for storing some food, which will be helpful. No, you don't go in there, buddy. Go in here. But for the time being, there's not much we can do with that. Alright, the sunflower we can give as a gift to Haley. So we got the iron bars we need for our hoe upgrade. The amaranth is going to be needed for the Cow's Delight mission. So check up on our chickens and our cow. Thank you, Sesame. Hey there, Cream. Harvest that milk. Oh yeah, that'll make some really good cheese. Alright, this egg and salmon berry can go in here for now. So let's grab some of those fall seeds, and let's grow some more crops over here. To place some of the ones that we've had. Let's definitely want to see if we can expand our growing area here. So definitely want to raise a lot of crops this season. This is pretty much the best time you're able to farm. So I want to make the most of it and try to grow a lot of crops, as they'll make us a lot of money. Alright, our hoe is going to be... So we're going to be putting our hoe away for the time being. Good opportunity just to grow some crops over here. Sorry for being a little quiet right now. Just want to keep some of my discussion topics for when we're doing some other busy work. Definitely want to stock up on our mushrooms. Alright, is there anything interfering with our trees? Nope. Good. Okay, we can sell the mushrooms now. So let's... Alright. Before we get our next task done, let's go check up on the fish. Ooh. It's got our blackberry jelly all done now. So definitely sell that for money. Okay, and if I can not be interrupted right now, let's go check on the fish pond and see... Yep, we got some more fish roe from these guys. Seem to be thriving. So we already got some fish roe being converted into the thing that fish roe gets turned into very well. So we'll just sell that raw, and we'll get to see how much we're able to make just from the fish eggs themselves. As they do sell for a good amount of money. And also, you could probably guess, but the price of the fish roe depends on what fish you put in the pond. So, certain ones will obviously give you better rewards than others. In one particular case, there's a certain fish where its roe can give you some really good rewards. But we're not going to see that for a little while because I was dumb and forgot to catch that specific fish until, like, really late. Alright, Marnie's not here at the ranch right now. So I think around these days she usually tends to head in town. Oh, there she is. Got the amaranth for you. Oh, the amaranth I asked for. Thank you so much. My cows are going to love this. So made some good money from that, but that also got her friendship up. And with that, we can finally enter her room. Look what we have here. You found the lucky purple shorts. Better return it to Lewis. Lewis, why were your undergarments in Marnie's room? We're not going to worry about that. Alright, let's go see if we can check in with the mayor. Wait, is Haley inside right now? There's Emily. Doesn't look like Haley is in. She's probably somewhere in town. Definitely want to give her the sunflowers. That's one of her favorite items. Oh, we got another request there. though we've already accepted this. So probably the longer missions tend to be the ones that you can also pick up a smaller mission from. And you'll be able to do those jobs simultaneously. Here, Lewis, you found them! Where? Oh, there? I have no idea how they could have gotten there. This stays between you and me. Got it? We made some very good money by retrieving the mayor's shorts. It really makes you wonder, how did they get there? So Willie wants us to catch free albacore. We can definitely take care of that. That's a mission for us. Alright, let's see what new jobs are up on the board. Queen was recently spawning dining on fresh eggplant. That could be something. These particular jobs I'll probably work on a bit later. Once I have a bit more resources and enough money to afford, like, certain plants. So, I'll save those kind of missions for later. Meanwhile, yeah, I think we could take care of this one. Demetrius just wants us to catch some river fish. We can definitely take care of that mission. The biome balance, we need to catch 20 river fish in 7 days. So yeah, we definitely have a lot of missions we need to take care of. Which I'm all for. So all these missions helping the community and give us some very good rewards. So I'm all for them. Alright, so what is up there, my man? I've come here to upgrade our hoe. Alright. So next thing I want to take care of. So we have plenty of time to take care of our main fishing requests. What I want to do is go to a certain part of the map because we were asked by Linus in order to find his basket. Now, this is one of those missions where you're just intended to look all over the map, kind of scour every inch of the area in order to find this item, and yeah, this was a mission that definitely took me a while to complete my first time, because I was just looking all over the map trying to find where this particular item was that I just couldn't for the life of me find until one day I was just happened to pass by a certain area, and you can just kind of see it hanging out here by the road. You found the berry basket. Better return it to Linus. Yeah, this area also has a lot of berry trees here. It's good for picking those. Yeah, now that we have the basket, let's go visit Linus and try to bring that to him. Now I said there's some things I want to discuss, but we'll save that for when we're actually doing fishing, as that'll be a good time just to kind of focus on talking while we're catching some fish. Which is probably the opposite of the thing you want to do when catching fish in real life. Alright, Linus, you should be around here somewhere. Let's try to gather as many of these blackberries as we can, because we're going to make a lot of money selling these. I don't see Linus over here. He might be at the train tracks. So let's go check this area out. There you are, Linus. Here's your basket. My basket! Thank you! This means a lot to me. So yeah, your main reward for doing that mission is it gives you a lot of friendship with Linus. Which, I'm all for. You get a lot of good rewards from befriending Linus. Definitely one of the characters I recommend building up your friendship with the most, because there's this very specific thing he can give you that is very good. See it bubbling over there, but this area is not where I want to go to catch fish. So we got a few fishing missions. So we can definitely take care of the biome balance whenever we can. But for the albacore, we only have 2 days for that. So let's head on down to the beach and get that taken care of. We only have a bit of time left in this day, but, you know. Also, maybe we can check in with Haley and give her a sunflower if we can find her. Also, like how it kind of foreshadows that she likes sunflowers because she's growing one outside her house. I like that little detail. Here, Haley. Yeah, it is definitely a good season for getting your friendship up with Haley, since, well, both summer and fall are good for raising your friendship with her because she really likes sunflowers. Alright, so let's see if we can catch us a couple albacore, as we're going to need that for this mission from Willy. So I forget if we need albacore for any recipes. We probably do, but I don't see it as a high priority right now, because I believe we're able to get them in winter as well, so it's not a big priority. Alright, as we're taking care of these fishing missions, some things we can talk about. So a few nights ago, my friends and I were watching some more Inuyasha. It's actually been a while since we got together to watch it, obviously. But man, it was a fun night, especially because we had one other guest in, just another one of our friends, and it's fun getting to watch that with her. But yeah, we're definitely into some very interesting territory as we get further along in this show. Like, one of the arcs they were doing, in where one of the villains was releasing like a horde of demon rats in order to ravage the countryside, all to lure out just this one very specific character who is very important to the narrative. And it was a very interesting arc because one of the things that kind of felt a little underdeveloped up until around this point was the main story arc involving one of the characters who is called Kohaku, and how a good chunk of the series he is basically serving as a mindless puppet to the main villain Naraku. But this arc and a lot of the things that had happened previously in the last season have been really good for his character, with him finally breaking free of Naraku's control and realizing his connections to Sango, and how at this point he is resolved to try and destroy Naraku, but is also trying not to let it on that he is no longer under his control, and is just trying to serve him while still trying to be undercover. But he also has a lot of very tense moral things that he has to go through. Like, he's been ordered to release this horde of rats, and he's very conflicted because the rats are killing a lot of innocent people. And he knows that if he closes the shrine that the rats are coming out of, he could save a lot of innocent people's lives. But at the same time, that will expose him as no longer being under Naraku's control. So it's a very, very tense moment, especially when Sango comes in and has to try to destroy the shrine from Kohaku, and he's trying to keep it safe just so he doesn't blow his cover. It's a very, very tense episode. And in complete contrast to what we saw from the previous arc, the next frickin' episode is so frickin' fun. It's another episode that sees Kagome returning to the present day. And it's just such a fun one because Inuyasha also comes to visit and accidentally destroys a bike that she got as a gift. And so, while Kagome goes to school, is kind of venting to her friends about what she goes through without having to expose the fact that she's going back to the feudal era. all this time. Meanwhile, Inuyasha is just trying to fix the bike and just keeps ruining it by getting angry, and he also has some nice interactions with Kagome's family. In fact, I'm actually surprised that Inuyasha gets to interact with every member of Kagome's family in that episode. Definitely just has a lot of fun character moments. I especially love it when Kagome's friends finally get to meet Inuyasha, and they don't know he's a demon, and they're just chatting with him. And it's just super sweet how they immediately are like, oh, he's actually a lot nicer than Kagome was saying. And Kagome is so relieved to find that her friends actually like Inuyasha. It's just such a fun episode. I really love it. Oh man, I'm definitely excited to see a lot more going forward. Like, I know we're pretty late into the series, and spoiler warning, we are definitely not done with it, because there is apparently like a whole other thing going on, and yeah, we'll definitely get more into that. Okay, it's probably a long shot, but is Willie still in the bar? Oh, it's locked. Okay, we gotta head back to the farm. Wait, I heard the door. That was Clint. Oh, I heard the door again. Oh, it's Pam. Store want to open again? No? Okay, we'll talk to Willie tomorrow. So I believe... yeah, we don't explicitly need to give the fish to Willie, so I think we're safe to sell the albacore now. It's whatever. This was a good day just for gathering resources. Let's go ahead and sell some stuff. Alright, we definitely want to sell some blackberries. I might keep one of them in storage for now, because that could be useful for later. I don't know. I don't think there are too many recipes that call for blackberries. Actually, might put these in here, since they're one of the items we get in the field. Okay, it's getting late. I was kind of thinking of some things, but we'll definitely focus on that a bit later. Alright, next day. Oh, we made so much money this day. It was so good. Yeah, between the farming and the fishing we were doing, that was a very lucrative day. Very happy. The spreading weeds have caused damage to your farm. Not again. It's definitely just got to start purging some plants out there. It's going to be a sunny day. That's good to hear. Dear Hayden, 1 week from today, we're holding the Stardew Valley Fair in the town square. It's the biggest event of the year, drawing people from all across the country to our humble town. If you like, you can set up a grains display for the event. Just bring up to 9 items that best showcase your talents. You'll be judged on the quality and diversity of your display. The fair starts at 9 a.m. Don't miss it. So that gives you a little heads up about one of the things that is going to be happening during this season. And yeah, this is definitely one of the key events of this time. And definitely something you want to prepare for. Ooh, speaking of good stuff, we got an ancient fruit. Definitely making that into jelly. Definitely making that into jelly. And this honey can go in there. The honey's just kind of alright for the time being until we get these roses grown. Ooh, but we also got the aged salmon roe. This is an artisan good made from putting the fish roe in the preserve jar. As you can expect, it sells for much more than the base value of the standard salmon roe. So right there we grew an artichoke. Okay, on the farm I didn't see any other artichoke plants, and I think this might actually be a crop that... I think this might be one of the crops that is normally unobtainable until year 2. So I think just because we grew that as a rare seed, we might have grown that a season early. I'm thinking because of the usual things we were able to grow around this time. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is one of the rare ones. Doesn't matter. That's not going to really affect anything from our standard things right now. So the artichoke is useful for some recipes, so we'll definitely want to look out for anything that needs that. So don't think I have any recipes that require artichoke. Yeah, we don't. So we can go ahead and sell that. Should make some good money, though. Oh, that's nice. We got like one of every mushroom variety from this harvest. That is good. Alright, let's go store these mushrooms and see if we can put some more seeds down. Yeah, we'll grow a mixed seed right now and see what that turns into. Alright, I don't have a clear idea on what that is right now. Say that for later. And let's go check to see what the damage was done to. Oh, also, just want to show here, we have the stable ready. Once the stable is complete, you're able to name the horse. Since I'm going with a plant theme for a lot of my animals, how about we name you Alfalfa? That name is definitely very dear to me. But yeah, our horse is finally here, and it is awesome. This thing basically just allows us to travel at very fast speeds compared to what we're normally able to do. Definitely recommend picking up the stable when you can. It is such a good boon to your farm. Alright, speaking of boons to the farm, I'm thinking... Actually, it's Tuesday, so we might not be able to do this. I was thinking we could try to visit Marnie and try to get another cow for the farm. But given what day it is, I'm thinking we might not be able to do that. Because Tuesday mornings, she tends to go into town. We'll definitely check in on her, but I don't know, things aren't looking good. Oh, what am I doing? The milk pail needs to go here. Alright, let's get these converted into cheese and mayonnaise. We could put the artichoke in the preserve jar, but I don't really feel the need to. And we can sell these as well. Alright, so how about we take an amethyst with us, because I want to give that as a gift to Abigail. We haven't interacted a whole lot with her these days, and I would like to rectify that. It's definitely nice, now that we have the horse, we'll just be able to quickly breeze across the map and just gather up as many blackberries as we are able to. Right now, one of my biggest priorities is to get these fishing missions taken care of, which kind of messes with this being the blackberry season, but whatever. So we got a mission from Grismodius. Man, we are getting a lot of missions right now. So we gotta slay 2 skeletons. We could go ahead and do that. I think we can do that. Oh, there's Abigail. Here's your gift, girl. I seriously love this. You're the best, Hayden. Yep, she really loves amethyst, so definitely pick those up for her. Okay, now what I want to do is see see if we can talk to Marnie, if at all possible. We easily have enough money to be able to afford a cow as long as she's available. Oh, looks like she is available. Perfect. Alright, so the dairy cows, much like the chickens, also come in the white and brown varieties. And I wanted to specifically see if we can get a brown cow since we have a white one on the farm. So we are going to name you Coco. Great, I'll send a little Coco to her new home right away. Oh, that makes me happy. Okay, we got the mission from Rasmodius, which we should easily be able to take care of right now. Oh yeah, we gotta talk to Willy as well. So definitely don't forget that. We wouldn't want to neglect our Willy. I know what I said. But yeah, around this time, especially with this season, I would recommend making some preparations. And by that, I mean try to gather a good amount of things that will be valuable. A good mix of crops and minerals and artisan goods and fish that you're able to gather around the world, as they will be important for something that is coming up in this season. Alright, so we got 2 skeletons to slay for Rasmodius. Should easily be able to take care of that. Man, I'm so happy we got the horse right now. We can move around so quickly. Oh, Sebastian's over there. It's a shame we didn't bring any sashimi with us. That's a shame, too. We could have actually turned the cockle of the mussel into sashimi for him. But sadly, we don't have an item that would be able to help with that. Wait, do we have the recipe for it, though? No, it doesn't look like we have it. Alright, there's a certain item that actually allows you to cook whenever you want, instead of having to rely on the kitchen. We don't have the recipe for it yet, so definitely want to be on the lookout sometime in the future. Alright, I know I said the fishing missions were very important for us to do right now, but we have plenty of time in order to do this mission for Demetrius. So for the time being, let's just take out these skeletons. Then we can focus on that. So the skeletons, you'll want to head around floor 70. Because around this floor is this sort of icy dungeon area. Definitely quite distinct compared to some of the other places we've been. And this is one of the floors where you can encounter skeletons. I know we got to this area very briefly in the last stream session, and I didn't have a chance to really go over this, but yeah, this is where we can encounter skeletons, and they are quite different than some of the other enemies we face. A bit more dangerous compared to other enemies because they actually have range attacks where they throw bones at you. Also, am I the only one who thinks this, or do the skeletons in this game really look like Papyrus from Undertale? I mean, they look very, very similar to him. But yeah, we took care of that pretty easily, so let's go talk to Rasmodius, and then we can finally do some fishing. I said I wanted to do fishing, but I see all that iron over there. Let's grab it. Dare I go down? Amethyst! And maybe some other good stuff. I'm just getting so distracted by things right now. Okay, let's go. Man, I'm already like 1 floor away from floor 75. Yeah, why not? Let's see if we can get to floor 75, as it'll definitely be useful to us. So I believe this section of the mines is actually pretty brief, kind of like the dark cave we saw before going into the icy section of the cave. It's only lasts for a couple floors, but Oh, yep, there's the stairs right there. Let's go to floor 75. Get that unlocked for us. Good. Now, let's go. Don't stay too long. It's a shame we didn't encounter anything that could drop some... I want to see if we could get, like, some solar essence from a ghost down there, as that is one of Rasmodius's favorite items. It'd be nice to give him a little thing just to improve our relation with him. Yeah, we took care of that mission and got a good supply of items. Definitely be useful to us. Alright, we have some solar essence already in storage, so we'll grab some of that. Oh, we got that frozen geode we can give to our buddy. Let's go ahead and sell that. And we got something we can recycle here. And let's go talk to Rasmodius, and then we can finally get this one mission taken care of. It's definitely been a while since we got this mission. We really haven't done anything with it, but it's a pretty simple one to take care of. We just need to catch fish. Should be very easy for us to do. Also getting very distracted because it is blackberry season, and I want to gather as many of these as we can, as they are good resources of money. So yeah, all over the map, you can just gather a lot of blackberries, and it's not really the best way to make money in this season, obviously, but later on as we get further into the game, we're going to get something that will make this a very, very lucrative way to make money. Trust me on this. The elementals are pleased with the job you did. Here's your payment, as promised. And we'll give him this. Ah, some view of potent arcane energies. Very useful for my studies. Thank you. Definitely very happy to help out the wizard from time to time. From one purple wizard to another. Alright, now what I want to do is head down to the river so that we can get this mission taken care of. So we're going to have to catch a lot of fish, but should be pretty easy for us to handle. Especially with all the bait we've gathered. Wow, this is a fast one. Is this a walleye? I know it's raining, so there's a chance it's a walleye or it's a pike or something. Speaking of which, around this time we could try to... Oh, it was a catfish. That explains why he was fighting so much. But yeah, since this has been a very fishing-focused episode, something else I could say is that there is another fish that can be caught this season. It's kind of tricky to get. It's only found in one specific area, but it's probably something I'm not going to focus on. Not until we get a very specific book from the library that talks about certain fish, as I want that to be the main thing to really kick off that quest line. I don't really want it to be something that is just something that we do and get it taken care of without much fanfare. I want it to be more impactful, as it should happen at a certain point in these stream sessions when there's a bit more context to this world about certain features that we're able to handle. I know I've been very coy about these particular fish, but don't worry, we'll go over them soon. It's definitely going to be catching a lot of fish. Probably want to head back to the farm around 11. We definitely have a good supply of days to get this mission taken care of, so it's It's nothing too major. Well, there's the walleye. Let's definitely want to catch those this season. As I said last time, they are needed to fulfill the community center. Speaking of which, we do need one last fish in order to complete one of the community center requests. And in order to get that fish, we're going to need to complete the vault room, which requires donating money. So I feel like one of the major things we're going to be doing during these sessions is donate some money to the community center in order to unlock a certain thing that will enable us to get that. But don't worry, around this time, getting money is no problem for us. Especially with a lot of things that are now available to us on the farm, we'll easily be able to make the money we need in order to complete that. And hey, it's also good to acquire the money we need for a few other things that we're going to need to start building. But yeah, we're going to need a lot more resources for that, and definitely get that taken care of very soon. Easy there. So yeah, obviously that was a catfish by how it was reacting. I actually caught quite a few catfish. I am actually contemplating whether or not I want to put the catfish in the fish pond. Because I'm pretty sure because catfish are so elusive, they might be better for the fish pond than the salmon we have in there. I know the main reason I put the salmon in there is that they're only available in fall, so I want to at least have a good supply of them before the end of this season. At this point, we do have quite a few salmon, so thinking we might replace them with the catfish. There is something I want to look up before I actually take care of that, though, so just give me a second. Okay, yeah, from what I'm seeing, it's going to be much more lucrative if we have catfish in the pond than salmon. So that is something we are going to take care of. Yeah, this is definitely actually very exciting that I'm strategizing the particular things I want in the fish pond, as compared to just plopping a random fish in there and expecting it to make us some money. But no, in this instance, we want to get the most out of this as we can. And for that, we need to empty this out. Should want to remove all the fish, return the pond to its original state. So I actually don't know if that will get rid of the fish. So all you need to do in order to catch the fish in the pond is just put your fishing rod in there, and you'll be able to bring all the fish in very easily. Let's go ahead. Catfish doesn't want to live in a salmon pond. Oh, right, because this is specifically a salmon pond. So we have to empty it, and now we can put the catfish in there. Alright, that's definitely going to make us some good money. Sorry about that, salmon, but you're needed for some recipes that we need taken care of. Sell a few of you, and then we'll keep one for recipes. Man, thank you, Horsey. You have made it really, really smooth for us to get our task taken care of today. Alright, so look at this. Wow, we already got that almost finished. We just need 6 more fish. That is very good. Let's plop the salmon in there. So to complete salmon dinner, we're going to need kale. So there's nothing we can do about that for the time being. Let's look at our recipes right quick. Yeah, it's going to require some things we need in... things we need later. At this point, we could do the pepper poppers. Let's get that taken care of. And survival burger, we can do that now. Okay, next time we harvest some eggplant, we'll want to remember that. Alright? It's nice we got the pepper poppers. I believe that is also one of Shane's favorite items, which is kind of funny because he likes peppers already, so having to make him a recipe that also requires an item he likes is just kind of weird. But now we're at level 6 mining, allowing us to make bombs. They're like the cherry bombs we were able to obtain earlier, except they make bigger booms. Except those will be nice for later. Alright, our hoe is ready. Very nice. See there, bombs require iron ore and coal. So that definitely gives us a new use for all that iron we've been gathering besides making iron bars, which is nice. It's going to be a beautiful sunny day tomorrow. That's definitely very good. Now the frozen geode we can break when we get to Clint today. Dear Hayden, how are things going? You must really be making a fortune on that farm. Don't forget your dear old mother when you're a millionaire. Love, Mom. P.S. Enjoy the cake. She made us a pink cake. It's very nice. Dear Hayden, I was conducting a field study the other day and I found the specimen. Hope you find it as interesting as I did. He gave us a nautilus shell. Something that is normally not obtained until next season. Very thankful we were able to get that now. So I'll put the pink cake away for now. That does make a good gift for some villagers, so we'll definitely want to remember that. So we clear out these small trees here. Those ones really aren't necessary to us. Okay, thinking about our future plans, we're definitely going to need more wood. So we'll make that a priority going forward. For now, let's water the crops. Gotta make sure we get a good harvest these next couple of days. I can already see that our rare seed is growing really good. So that rare fertilizer we were using to make it grow better is definitely doing its job. Makes me happy. So might want to set up some paths around our crops just so this grass isn't getting in the way of development. That could be something we could plan for later. Definitely as the farm expands, we'll want to take care of a few things like that. It'll also be nice just to make the farm look aesthetically more pleasing and other stuff. Because these cobblestone pathways, I could definitely see us replacing these in the future. Alright, you can see there, we got our new calf, Coco. We should be getting some good supplies from you in time. Now, Coco is still a baby, so we're not going to be able to harvest milk from her just yet. But in the future, we'll definitely be able to get some good milk supply from both of our cattle. And there'll be some things that we're able to do in the future that will definitely make the use of our animals. Okay, so we'll sell these, and then we should be good to get started on our daily tasks. So definitely want to head to the... try to get the river fish that we need. And we can also see a few other things we can do. Definitely be nice to do some more foraging and try to get as many blackberries as we can while it's still this season. What do you think there, Alfalfa? So just another thing to know about the horse. No matter where you leave it on the map, it will always return to the stable at the end of the day, so you don't have to worry about it getting away on you. It's very nice. So Gus wants a quartz to put on his pillow. We can definitely grab that for him later. Just the inn's not going to open until 12, so it's definitely going to take a while for us to be able to do that. That's okay. Let's check in with Clint, get our steel hoe, and crack open this geode. Alright, so that will give us... Ooh, that's pretty. Opal. We found a giant woman. Alright, but now that we got that steel hoe, that is a good one for us, since that will allow us to hoe a much larger area than we normally be able to do. Very nice. Alright, that's something we already put in the museum, so guess nothing for us to do but do some more river fishing. So got 6 more fish to catch, and then we'll be done with this one. Also thinking about some of the other things that we're going to be doing going forward. Let's definitely have some new advancements that can be made. But I'm thinking now would be a good time just to deposit some money in the community center. Oh, am I in your way, Abigail? Don't worry. Just let me catch this fish. How was I able to get a perfect and still get the treasure for that? Wow, and it's a geode as well. Let's go see if we can break that open and see if there's anything in there. Hey, Clint. I fished this up. What's inside? Jagwhite. It's pretty interesting. So while we're just doing this last bit of fishing, something I want to say is that I have been watching quite a few streams lately from quite a few different people. I've definitely been tuning into a lot of Monster Hunter Rise streams, which has definitely got me excited to play that game again. And I'm even thinking of getting it on Steam, but that's not going to be for a while. Not until the game goes on sale. Because that's kind of how I feel when it comes to double dipping on games. Gonna wait for one version to be on sale before I get it. Definitely think that that's a good idea. And some other things I've been... what's some other stuff to discuss? Compared to some of the other streams, one thing I've been watching is one content creator I was watching play some Hollow Knight a couple nights ago. Definitely a game I want to get back into, and definitely something I intend to do on stream. Especially with how stable things have been lately. I think I could actually do a good Hollow Knight stream. I don't have any plans to do it this year. Maybe sometime in the future we will eventually get to that game, as it is easily one of my favorite games of all time. And I definitely want to get back into it. But yeah, we'll definitely save that for the future. It's definitely on my Twitch to-do list to eventually stream it, so we'll definitely be excited for that. Definitely have a lot of plans for what we're going to be doing this year, so it'll be nice to get a bit more prepared for some of the content we'll be doing. definitely very exciting as well. Especially with some of the things I have planned. It's going to be a good time. Alright, Leia, could you hang back there just a little bit longer so I can give you a gift? Just want to give you some berries, maybe? Alright, with that, we got a mission done. Here, Leia. Yep, she likes blackberries. Good to hear. It's a biome balance. That gave us a lot of money. 1,500 for doing that mission. So yeah, that is why you want to take care of these notice board requests. But the money is not the only reward you get from those. No, no, no. There are some really good stuff that we'll eventually be able to get as we go further with these bulletin board requests. So definitely try to do the missions that you believe you are capable of doing. And you should be able to receive just a boatload of good rewards. I cannot stress how good the notice board missions are. And just how it's one of the best additions added to this game as time went on. It's so good. Alright, we definitely have a lot of money to spare, so how about we invest in the 5,000 gold bundle? That gives us a lot of quality fertilizer. Definitely excited for that. And we should be able to afford the next bundle very soon. I mainly want to get this taken care of just because we are one fish away from being able to complete the fish tank, so I definitely want to try to get that done as soon as we can. Alright, for Gus, we need to give him a quartz, so let's go handle that. I'm thinking we could also use this day to... Actually, I don't have a clear idea on where... Actually, I do know where she is. So I was thinking we could try to give some amethyst to Abigail. And luckily, I remember that we are actually able to... And we actually know where she is, so we can give her some amethyst. Alright, we'll deposit the quality fertilizer there for now. Things are definitely getting cluttered in these chests. I definitely want to make things a bit more organized in the future. How are the catfish doing? Oh, they already laid some roe for us. That's definitely good. The catfish roe will definitely make us more money than the salmon roe. I was certain to double check just to make sure. And yeah, we're gonna get so much money from this. What am I doing? The entire reason I came over here was to get the quartz, and I just completely ignored it. We have so much quartz, we could definitely start selling it. I don't know, I've just been kind of stockpiling a lot of my resources, just because I feel like it's necessary for things in the future. But at this point, we really don't need all of that quartz. We can just easily obtain it in the mine, so it's not like we're really struggling to find it. Oh, we got something happening over here. Hi, I'll take your order in a few moments. Oh, it's Elliot. Hello, Hayden. What a pleasant surprise. I was just stopping in to relax after an 8-hour writing session. Bartender, 2 of your finest ales, please. Definitely wasn't expecting to get one of Elliot's cutscenes right now. There you go, sir. Wait, I propose a toast to our friendship. That's a great idea. Here's to us. Uh-oh, that made us tipsy. Strong stuff. Hell, look at him dancing like a goober. Looks like Elliot doesn't have a high alcohol tolerance. And yeah, now we're tipsy from seeing that. I actually forgot that we have such a high relationship with Elliot because of the gift we gave him on his birthday. But yeah, that was a fun little scene with him. There's your payment, Gus. We'll take that. And let's go see if we can go see our friend Abigail. Come on, Alfalfa. Let's go. Alfalfa, I remember you from that one movie when I was a kid. Remember when you dressed as a ballerina? That was a really fun moment. Remember when Donald Trump made a cameo in that movie? That was really messed up. I seriously love this. You're the best, Hayden. Yep. Don't mention it. Starting to sober up. Oh, man. Man, I really hope I didn't talk about anything weird while I was hammered like that. Okay, what's the next thing we are going to take care of? Alright, so don't have to worry about that for now. I guess what we can do, now that it's still this season, is just kind of go around the countryside and try to gather as many blackberries as we can. Since it is still the blackberry season, so let's go and grab this. I already got a good supply over here by Leia's house. That definitely makes me happy. Yeah, we'll just gather as many of these as we can. So while we're doing this, something else I definitely want to say is I've been watching some fun videos lately. Just today I was watching some person's Pokemon Nuzlocke videos, and it's just amazing to me just how many people got inspired to do Pokemon animated Nuzlocke vids ever since Jaden did hers, because she has really started like a phenomenon of just seeing a lot of different people stretch their animation and showing off a lot of their Pokemon experiences, which has me very happy. And if I was a lot more skilled with animation, I would definitely love to do one myself, because I've had quite the history of the challenge. But yeah, this one person's videos were just really fun. So I believe their username is Michael Pikel. Oh, thought for a moment the game had crashed. That was weird. But yeah, his vids were really fun. Just something with the brand of humor and just the way a lot of things were edited and animated in his vids were just so freaking good. Like, just a lot of personality added in his vids, especially with the different characterization he was giving to his Pokemon. And yeah, his videos were definitely very good. I really enjoyed them a lot. And definitely a lot of moments that hit very close to home for me, given my previous experiences with the Nuzlocke challenge. Especially his Emerald video, because of certain things that happened in his video really brought to mind some memories from my Emerald Nuzlocke I did a long time ago. So yeah, it definitely touched me in a very unique way, and I really enjoyed his videos. Definitely excited to see him make a lot more, because he has just such a good sense of humor, and I love his animation style, so it'll be nice to see a bit more content from him. So I'm actually going to subscribe to him, since I have subscribed to a few other people who I've also seen their Nuzlocke vids on. So yeah, definitely I want to remember to subscribe to him so we can get some more content in. So thinking about the amount of time we have, we could probably do one more stream before the end of this day. Yeah. No, what I'm saying is we can do one more day in Stardew before finishing this stream session. May go a little bit over time, but that's fine. Especially with how abrupt things ended last time, so I definitely feel like it would be a good opportunity to just do one more day and try to squeeze a bit more content in. Especially because the next thing we're going to be doing tomorrow is a birthday, so it'd be nice to take care of that. But yeah, I'm definitely very pleased with how things have turned out in this session by getting the stable done, and we'll definitely need to build up our resources to do some of the other building projects I want done. Because we have some things we need to upgrade in order to make the farm a better place, especially so that we can get some more animals that we're going to need to complete certain objectives of ours. So we'll definitely want to take care of that. Alright, looks like we got every last blackberry plant that's in this area, so I'd say we are about done with this day. Oh, I can see that our wooden fences have already started to deteriorate. Yep, that is a thing that can happen with your fences. They will eventually break down, in which case you need to replace them. So looking at our supplies, we have a lot of stone, so I think we might invest in some stone fences. Yeah, compared to our wood supply, we definitely have a big abundance of stone. So let's make some stone fence. These will last much longer, so it'll be a nice investment. Let's make about 30 of those. Yeah, we'll just replace all of the broken fences for now, and then eventually just get this all filled up with... Eventually that will all be replaced with stone, and then just that section will look a lot better. I also want to see if we can eventually expand some of the fencing area to see if we can get some more room for animals just to hang out. Yep, looks like we are all done for this day. Let's open that up so our animals can breathe. Oh, but just got a text, it seems. Okay, nothing very major. But definitely caught me off guard because we are almost out of this day. There we go. Definitely managed to get done a lot of different stuff. That was definitely a very nice day. We got a lot of stuff done during it, so has me excited. And we are already very close to being able to afford the next vault bundle, so that's nice. It'll be cloudy with gusts of wind throughout the day. Alright, fish focus, salmon. Salmon return to their spawning ground in fall to lay eggs. That means the rivers are chock full of them. You can only find them in fall, so get out there and cast your pole. That is your big indicator to grab salmon during this season. So definitely want to remember that. Hi Hayden, thanks for your help with the fish. Nature's usually good at keeping things balanced, but sometimes artificial factors can cause an imbalance. I've enclosed a blueprint from a science magazine that you might find interesting. Demetrius. So that gives us the crafting recipe for a farm computer. This is one of the things that is able to be obtained from doing the bulletin board rewards. You can see here, this is definitely a very interesting item. Scans the farm and displays useful information. We'll definitely want to see if we can invest in this. It's going to require an item we don't have yet, which is the Dwarf Gadget. That is an artifact that is quite hard to come by, so we'll definitely want to be on the lookout for that. We also need battery packs and refined quartz. We're able to get refined quartz very easily from putting quartz in the furnaces, and also from refining some of the trash items. So we're easily able to take care of that. Let's see if we can make a few more. Just want to see if we can make a few more iron bars. We don't need iron anymore to upgrade our tools, which is nice. Definitely want to save that for later. Speaking of saving things for later, how about we take this maple syrup and plop that in there. So there'll be some things in the future that require some syrup. Alright. Oh, looks like we already got a few of our fall forage items ready from down here. So definitely want to plant a couple more seeds for that. Oh, we got some eggplants already. So definitely want to store some of these in our fridge, as those recipes will be important for later. And it looks like our yams are now ready. So that's good. So definitely need those for some recipes. And we also need them for bundles. So that's good that we have that taken care of. And it looks like our grapes are ready. So that was something we could find in the wild during the summer. But in this season, we're able to grow them normally on the farm, which is quite nice. Alright, let's get that spot watered, and then we'll grab the things we need. So definitely put the eggplants away in there, the gold ones at least. And the grapes do not count for this, since they are fruit. Alright, so we'll definitely put the eggplant and the yams away for the recipes we're gonna need. Ah, jeez. So let's move those out. It looks like can't really do much right now. Alright, we should be able to make the survival burger now. So we take that bread, and if you have cave carrots and eggplants, it allows you to make a survival burger. I guess it's a vegan option. But, yeah, that's a nice little plant we got there now. Let's actually take one of our yams out. So I want to put that in the community center. There's nothing else we need for the community center, so we can sell the rest of these. Alright, and then these we can put over here for now. Yeah, we definitely need to clear some space up in here. Okay, I'm thinking we could probably invest in some seeds in order to fill up some space over here on the farm. Yes, we need 7 seeds. Okay. Let's pause that moral, and then we'll handle the rest of the things here. Hey guys, what's up? I know your fencing looks kind of uneven right now, but don't worry, things will be better. Alright, let's get this day taken care of. Hey there, Cream. Need your milk, and Coco could just hang about. So definitely something we could invest in is another mayonnaise machine. That'll definitely be useful. Yeah, both another mayonnaise machine and another cheese press I feel will be very helpful to us. Alright, can you get out of there? We don't need you. Okay, some of the things we need a lot more wood. Oh, before we go, there is something I need to grab. Want to grab the chocolate cake, as that is going to be useful for one of the things we want to take care of in this day. Is there anything else we need around here? No. And I'm pretty sure by this point, the blackberry season has ended, so we don't need to worry about harvesting blackberries from bushes. It's still nice to make some good money off of that. Today is Jody's birthday. And on her birthday, we're able to do quite a few things for her. Oh, it looks like we still have some blackberries, actually. We'll take care of that then. So let's go find Jody. She tends to hang out at her house over here. Sometimes she'll go visit the store. Here you go, Jody. A birthday gift! That's very kind of you! I love it! So for Jody's friendship requirements, her favorite items are mostly cooked items. So you'll definitely need to invest in the kitchen and make a lot of different recipes for her, because she likes a wide variety of different food. So, yeah, definitely need to take care of that. She also really likes diamonds, so if you find any on any trips underground, that could be a good way to get your friendship up with her. But yeah, she does like a lot of different recipes. So definitely invest in a lot of different cooking recipes. You can make some good stuff for her. And you'll definitely want to get your relationship up with her, because Jody can also give you some cooking recipes that can be very handy. For this mission, I'm thinking we should go to the spa first, just to recover energy. Especially because with this section of the underground we're going to for this mission, we might be able to get to a layer of the... Might be able to get to a layer that'll be very important to us. Especially when it comes to advancing in the dungeon, so... Let's get our energy up at the spa, and then we should be good. Kind of thinking about some other stuff we could say before we end this session. So, earlier today, I was playing some more Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, as I need to complete my Pokedex in that game, and making some pretty good progress. I've been working a bit more with a Poke Radar in order to catch some Pokemon we still need. And yeah, it's definitely an interesting system to work the Poke Radar. If you're really good with it, you can actually chain a good amount of encounters to give you a higher chance of running in a shiny Pokemon, which is nice. Personally, I have never managed to get any shinies from the Poke Radar. Not even with Vanilla, Diamond, and Pearl, so... There's that going for me. Definitely want to make a goal of it to try to get something from the Poke Radar at some point. But I've mainly been focusing on trying to obtain a certain Pokemon that can only be obtained from the Poke Radar. So it'll be nice to take care of that very soon. Alright, let's see if we can get to the next section of the underground. So our mission from this is to kill some frost jellies, which can be found in this area if you're lucky. So this shouldn't be too bad. but also want to head down here because very soon we're going to get to a section of the underground that is going to be very important to us, especially for the future development of the farm, as it will allow us to gather resources that are much harder to come by on the upper levels. And it's just nice to progress ever deeper into the mines. We're actually almost two-thirds of the way done with the mine, so it'll be very nice once we get that taken care of. There's another skelly man. There's a bunch of skeletons. And these guys can drop a few artifacts, namely the bone artifacts, which is definitely nice. Definitely want to give those to Gunfer when we have the chance. It's got a prehistoric scapula. Alright, buddy, could you just leave us alone, please? And there's the frost jelly we need to kill. Just need a few more of those and we should be ready. So I guess with the enemies here being pretty strong, I think we could show off the some use of the slingshot here. Again, it does pretty low damage compared to your standard sword, all things considered, which is why I highly recommend... Well, it's why I really feel like they should have included more ammunition. Because that would have definitely made things a bit better. Actually, I think you're able to get better ammunition in this game. I just haven't reached a point where I can obtain any right now. It's kind of sad because there are a lot of games that definitely make the use of a slingshot much better than this. Looking at the Zelda franchise, which often sees some good use of the slingshots. They tend to be good weapons, all things considered. Even if they can't kill enemies, they can usually stun enemies, which can be really good. But yeah, for the most part, I tend to just use the sword and any other melee weapons. That's just my preferred playstyle. And again, emphasizes my point on combat being very limited in this game. Okay, we got the steps there, so we could easily get to the next floor. Just want to try to take these guys out. Alright, you leave me alone, baddie. You're driving me, baddie, for sure. Alright, we should almost be done with this area. Yeah, there's only a little bit left here. These guys definitely have a lot of health. I could definitely recommend trying to invest in some new weapons at the Adventures Guild. Or you could pick up a bone sword. Oh, that's better than the Iron Edge we have. Definitely investing in that. So like that, we already got a really good weapon. Oh yeah, you can really see there just how much better that was compared to the other one. It also moves much faster, so you can get in a lot of good hits. Oh, that's so good. Alright, we're all done with this floor, so let's head back up to the top. And then we can finish this off. So the environment has changed. And we picked up Firewalker boots. These, as you can expect, are better than the boots we currently have. So definitely taking that. As you can guess, from the 80th floor onward, we are going to be seeing a lot of stuff. That'll be very handy to us. Ooh, we get this scene now. So this is a scene you can see if you build up your relationship with Linus. Hayden, come stand next to the fire pit. It feels great. Sure thing, buddy. Man, I can't believe I'm ending this stream session on this. I was hoping you'd come by sometime. I wanted to say sorry for mistrusting you at first. Most people don't treat me well, so I've learned to be cautious. but you've been uncommonly nice to me. You're a unique person, and I consider you a good friend. Thank you, Linus. I really appreciate that. Hey, I want to show you something. Come inside. Sure. What are these noises? Ah, there we go. See this? It's a special kind of fish bait that I make. Oh, so that's what that was. Thank Yoba. It's top quality stuff. I'd eat it myself. Here, I want you to have the recipe. Learn how to craft wild bait. So that is a pretty interesting new recipe we got, giving us a new type of bait. A unique recipe from Linus that gives you a chance to catch 2 fish at once. So yeah, you can see why I recommended building your relationship up with Linus as soon as you can. This is a great thing you're able to get from him. Go ahead and sell this stuff we don't need. So current supply, what weapons could we get? So I think the Claymore might be a stronger version of our Bone Sword. Ooh, Templar's Blade. Some good. Actually, we have the Bone Sword here if we can see his reference. So Templar's Blade is actually kind of a weaker version of that. Claymore is stronger, but has less speed. I'm just thinking with how many hits we can get in with a Bone Sword, we might keep that. What's up, buddy? Oh, we can now get the insect head that we killed a good chunk of insects in the mine. Not very pleasant to wield. It does some alright damage, has a good crit chance. But yeah, we reached the requirement for killing cave insects. So some of the other of these, how many are we close to? We're doing pretty good on the bats. We only need a couple more skeletons to kill to get their reward. We're halfway done killing the Duggies. So yeah, that's a good indicator on how we are for those requirements. Okay, that was a pretty good session in the mines, all things considered. Alright, I kind of lost my train of thought with our interaction with Linus there. And getting that really, really good bait. Yeah, it's really a whole... There's not a lot we're able to do in the rest of this day. So I guess we can head back to the farm and see about selling a bunch of stuff. Yeah, we still got to hunt some frost jellies. We can take care of that in the next stream session. That's okay. Thank you, Alfalfa. Really appreciate that. Okay. It's got some frozen geode we need to. I forgot to put the yam in there. Alfalfa! Just need to do this one last thing. God, why am I like this? There's always something that I forget. First the sturgeon, now this. It's okay. We'll get this taken care of. And we got some frozen geodes that we can crack open in the next session. That'll be good. Alright, so the only thing we're waiting on now is the pumpkin. Which, given the current date, we should be getting a pumpkin harvest very soon. So we should be seeing those done very quickly. Okay, with that taken care of, I think we are about done with this session. Let's go take care of the last things we need to take care of, and then we'll call things here for tonight. But man, we really got a lot done. I'm glad with the advancements we made. Getting the stable set up, getting some better fish in the fish pond, making some good development on that, getting another cow. Ooh, that ancient fruit jelly is gonna make us some good money. Really good, really good. Okay, the geode we'll keep there for later. So Cape Carrot we can put in the fridge. I think we could put the cheese in there as well. And then those can be sold. So yeah, this was definitely a lucrative day for us. We made some very good advancements. Okay, we need some free space for the cheese. Thinking we could take the carp out. I do know we're gonna need carp for a recipe at some point, but none of the recipes we need actually require carp, so we could just store that guy away for later. Do we have sardines? No, we do not. We are going to need sardines for later, so we could try to grab a few of those. But yeah, that is pretty much going to do it for this session. Alright, we're getting level 6 combat. We can make a slime egg press and oil of garlic. So that egg press is not going to be useful to us for the time being. Sometime in the future, though, we might see a use for it. Yeah, we definitely made some good money from those crops. Especially the ancient fruit jelly. You can really see there just how good the jelly is at improving the value of your crops. So we're able to make all that money from just one berry. Yeah, we definitely made some good money from those blackberries we harvested. Yeah, that was a very productive day. And this was a very productive stream. I'm very happy with the amount of progress we made. And next time we'll be making a lot more progress. Namely in trying to improve the living conditions for some of our animals. And get our preparations ready for the Pelican Town Festival. Until next time, have a good night and take care.